Hi, this is Thomas Feng with Bay Area Connect. This week again we're looking to keep you informed, the first-time homebuyer informed about this real estate market. Today we're talking a little about what goes on behind the scenes of a loan application. So first things first, what do you need to have when filling out a loan application? Make sure to always put your name, social, and your date of birth. Put down your information regarding your 2 years prior employment, your 2 years prior residency, bank account, and information. And also if you have other real estate holdings, to put down that information as well. So Joe, as a loan agent, what is the first thing that you look for when you get a loan?
Well, when I receive a loan application, the first thing I'm going to turn to is the credit report. I want to make sure that the borrower's credit score and their payment history match up to what's needed in order to get approved. A lot of buyers think that just because their credit score is where it needs to be, or they have a good credit score, that in itself should qualify for them for the loan, when it's not necessarily true. You need to look at the payment history, how the borrower has been making their payments, making sure that there's not a significant amount of late payments or collections that are shown on the credit report. Also looking at the percentage of available credit. Doesn't look good to an underwriter when all the credit cards are maxed out or their lines of credit are all used up. Also, the length of the credit history, making sure that there's a significant amount of trade lines that are showing a nice length of time as far as payments are concerned that make up that credit score. So it does help to have a longer credit history, even though their credit score might not be perfect. The credit history showing the great payments would help out. Awesome.
So from what Joe just said, a lot of first-time home buyers think automatically that, hey, I have a great credit score. This should automatically qualify me for a loan. When in fact, many loan agents, they don't actually look at the credit score that much. It's more of the components of the credit score, the makeup of it. Really, the length of time is a big one, and also they want to see that not all of their credit sources are maxed out. So after you looked at the credit score and it's acceptable, what is the next step?
Next step after looking at the credit is going to be the capacity of the borrower. When I say capacity, I'm looking at their proof of income and the assets that they have out there. And when I say proof, I mean that every single dollar that's earned needs to be shown in documentation. So if it's a self-employed borrower, I need to show the last 2 years of their 1040 full tax returns. And for a salary earning borrower, I need to show the W-2s for the last 2 years along with a current month worth of pay stubs. This would enable me to look at those documents and match up what's on the loan application. Other than the income, I would need to make sure that some assets are available to the borrower, whether it's something in a 401k or retirement account, or if it's simply in a checking account. It creates stability to show that there's assets in accounts for the borrower. And it's going to depend on what size of a loan amount that the borrower is looking at as far as how many required reserves would be needed. Whether if it's a jumbo loan, they'll need 12 months of required payments in their account showing, or if it's an FHA loan, they may not need any in required reserves. But again, it does help to create stability. The income right now in the lending world is the most important as far as showing the borrower's capacity and ability to pay back what they are borrowing.
Right. So like Joe just talked about earlier, the first step in the loan application is to look at credit. Credit basically shows us that the borrower is willing to pay. The next step is capacity, which is built up of income and assets. So not only do you have to be willing to pay, but you have to have the money to be able to pay. So right now in the loan cycle, this one is definitely the most important. So let's say all these things are squared up. The loan app looks good, the credit is acceptable, the income is approved. Is there anything else that can hold up the loan application?
On the buyer side, no. If they're approved with their credit and their capacity showing their down payments and their income, they're fine. What would come into play would be the actual collateral of the loan, the subject property, the property being purchased. What's going to be done is an appraisal report. You're going to have a licensed appraiser from the state of California go out to the property and check everything out. One, to make sure that the property's value matches to what the purchase price is. Second would be the condition of the property, to make sure that there's no substantial damage to the property. If those both check out, the loan would be good to go. If there's an issue with the property condition or the appraised value of the property, then we'd have to go back into underwriting and create a whole new loan scenario for the borrower.
Right. So today we looked at the whole behind the scenes of a loan process and shown you what really it's made up of. So to recap, the loan agent looks first at credit, second capacity, and third collateral, which is basically the appraisal. So thank you for watching this with us. If you have any questions about these topics or the real estate market in the Bay Area right now, please connect with us on facebook.com/Bay Area Connect, and either Joe or I, we would be glad to answer your questions on that. So thank you very much and have a great day.